Welcome to the Tradies in Business podcast with your hosts Warwick Bidwell and Nicole Cox. Divert your phone and grab a brew as Waz and Nick unpack tips, tales, secrets and stuff-ups from guests both inside and outside your trade, helping educate and inspire you to break the cycle of gut-busting and money stress and create a true trade business.
Hi, Coxie.
Hello, Warwick. How are you today?
I'm great. I gave you the nod then.
You did. I saw the nod. I was ready. I was on. I was prepared for a change.
Yes. Hey, happy hump day, Coxie.
Happy Wednesday.
We wished Monday a happy Monday morning and it didn't seem to work.
Well, I had a great Monday, so something worked. Maybe it was that.
Yeah. You had a day off on Monday, sort of, kind of.
I did. I kind of had a day off. It was lovely. Nice and relaxing. I felt refreshed, although cool, but refreshed at the end of the day. It was lovely.
What did you get up to on your day off, Coxie?
We went for a drive. We just drive around the streets in our local neighbourhood, looking at all the houses because we have some beautiful houses here in Ipswich, some beautiful old Queenslanders. So we're looking at the Queenslanders and discovering some streets we didn't know existed, and we did that for maybe an hour and a half. That was really nice. And I have one of those really inconvenient cars that requires AdBlue, a diesel additive right. It has a special tank. And we couldn't find anywhere close. It turns out there's a new service station that is rather close, so we took a drive to it. I watered my grass, which is very important to me.
We don't water grass.
My grass is greener on my side.
We don't water grass here in Tasmania because it rains a lot.
You don't need to. Mine is. I have no grass in the backyard, but I do have grass on the nature strip for all the people to let their dogs poop on, apparently.
I bet you love that.
Which is a daily job, but more full than I have. No, they don't. But I've found the culprit, and it's a little girl. When I say little, she's a younger teenager who clearly hasn't been schooled by her parents, so she has not had the crap thrown back at her. Literally. There was a gentleman, though, once, and we did have a bit of a confrontation, and suffice to say, he doesn't walk on my side of the street anymore.
Craps on someone else's lawn.
Yeah, I've got CCTV everywhere. I know who's crapping on my lawn.
Did you put it in just because of the dog pooping?
No, somebody stole a scooter from near the 18-year-old's bedroom, and it was a little bit too close to home, so the CCTV was up by the end of that day.
But now you're sitting there, it's like, there's a guy with his dog again. And you race out the front. It's like, stop crapping on my lawn.
Pretty well.
Dear, oh dear. So it was interesting to learn a bit more about you just then, Coxie, like the whole driving around, checking out houses thing.
Sharing is caring, Warwick.
Can you feel a Chucky segue coming?
I can. I'm ready.
So it's great to learn about people that we'd like to have more of a relationship with, isn't it?
It is. That is a good segue. Well done. I'm going to have to get you a special trophy, Gold Star, for segues.
So I'm segueing into avatars.
Oh, they're my favourite things to do in a business, you know?
I find them challenging, mainly because I always think of blue people. When someone
had that discussion
about avatars.
I'm not down with blue people, so it's all right for me.
No, actually, I went and saw, when I was in Vegas a bunch of years ago.
I went to proper Vegas?
I went to proper Vegas.
We've never had this conversation. Okay.
No. So you're learning about me too.
I am.
This is, pay attention, listeners. By the way, this is the Tradies in Business Tradie Daily RonaCast. Daily TradieRonaCast?
Daily TradieRonaCast.
Daily TradieRonaCast. Say it fast 3 times.
No.
No. So you're listening to Waz and Nick on the Tradies in Business podcast, still coming at you daily. I have a fancy background here on Zoom. We're doing this on Zoom, aren't we, Coxie?
We are, which is unusual. Ordinarily, we can't see each other anymore.
No. I think I'll go back to the other way where you can't see me because then I can not put pants on. Anyway, so I actually answered the door this morning to somebody who dropped something off, one of my wife's horsey friends, and I raced out and opened the door, and then I remembered that I was wearing Dracodaks and Ugg boots.
Surely that's standard work from home attire.
Well, I think it's standard Tassie attire, actually.
Yes. Well, you didn't need a flannel. Surely you'd need a flannel.
I do often wear a flannel.
You do.
I've stepped it up a notch. I'm now just wearing a grey pullover, which matches my grey hair and my grey beard. Thanks, Dan from Fergus, for that one. You'll keep. But anyway.
Grey on grey.
We're talking about blue people in Las Vegas. I went and saw Blue Man Group. Have you heard of Blue Man Group? I think it was just a Vegas show. And it's all these people painted blue. Well, all these men, obviously, Blue Man Group. All these dudes painted blue, playing drums and jumping around on stage. It was actually really good. Good show. But it was all these blue dudes.
Sounds a little weird.
You know, bald-headed, fully blue, painted head to toe. They had clothes on, but they were blue.
But why
clothes.
blue?
I don't know. So they could call themselves Blue Man Group, I suppose.
Okay. We're not talking about blue men, though, really, are we?
No, or blue avatar people from the movie. We're talking about avatars, client avatars.
What is a client avatar?
Isn't it that little thing on the internet, the little avatar thing? We're not talking about that either, are we?
No, we're not.
No, we're talking about knowing your damn client. Actually, it's more than knowing your client, isn't it?
It is more than, it's knowing everything about your client. It's understanding who you're serving in your business. But it's not hard. It's not scary and it's not hard. And it's, like I said, one of my favorite things to do in a business is to identify who their client is.
I've struggled with this over the years, probably less than my clients who struggle with it even more than me because maybe I don't explain it very well. But over the years, this whole ideal client thing, it's like, who's your ideal client? Who's your target audience? And to me, it all feels a bit abstract. And I did some work with someone a couple of years ago around avatars, and they had this really cool questionnaire that it actually made it a lot easier because it just asked me a bunch of questions about a person. You know, I was imagining a person, and I was then describing a real person that I'd been asked to think about, and I got to the end and went, that was a whole lot easier than saying, so define your ideal client. What are their interests, you know? What are their habits and this sort of stuff? But it was actually getting quite granular, the avatar questionnaire, and I found it really helpful. And since then, I've been a bit of a convert. I like blue people, because, avatars. But I think it's a really great thing to get clear on. And we've had some of our members work through that and have some good insights around who they actually should be talking to.
Well, this is probably what we really need to unpack is why on earth do we even need to know who our ideal client is? Why do we need to know that? How will that impact what I do?
Because your business coach said you had to do it.
Pretty well. And I'll get a big stick and poke you until you do it.
just because I said so. Is that right?
Well, that's the way Dad used to say it.
Yeah.
Because I said so, that's why.
Because I bloody said so. No, and it's interesting because we've been doing a bit of social media stuff lately. We had a web session recently, web class. I still can't decide on a name that doesn't sound wanky.
Oh, could we get some feedback? I'd like to know what our tradies want us to call it.
Yeah. Webinar
does sound
wanky.
It does. I agree.
Old-fashioned and stuff.
But is web class a bit like, I don't want to learn.
Same. Yeah.
I just want to tune in and get the information.
Web
live podcast. Let's call them a live podcast.
Live podcast. Teaching sessions with Woz and Nick.
Perhaps you could let us know what you think.
Yeah.
And then
what should we call our teaching sessions that we do via the webinet? So we did one about social media. We had a great turnout and some fantastic questions and engagement going on there about, I guess, how to use social media for tradies.
Yes.
If you weren't on that session and you missed it, then you need to take some action around that, listeners.
You do.
Pull your finger out and go and join the trade desk.
Because it's still free.
Yes, and it's sitting in there in the videos because we record all those and we stick them in there.
We do. Well, this one's in the Facebook group. It's even easier for you to find. You can go into the Facebook group. You can read all of the comments from the watchers or the amazing questions that they had. You can see our live responses to those, and you can watch it in the Trade Desk Facebook group. Super simple.
So we covered a bit of stuff about social media, how to use it, how often to post, what what sort of posts to do, in terms of questions and that sort of stuff. So broke it right down to just simple tin tax stuff for trade business owners. And that relates back to the whole avatar thing, because there's no point posting stuff on social media if you don't know who the heck you're wanting to read it. Because if you just put it out there, oh, look, there's a butterfly.
He's coming.
Oh, sorry, hang on. Then your social media stuff, and this is where I get frustrated, Coxie, is business owners spend all this time and money on social media posting and looking at what other people are doing. Hey, there's another butterfly. And it ends up becoming just like that, right? It's just a butterfly. Yeah. It's a distraction. It's not actually,
yes.
Hey, there's another one. There's all these butterflies around here, Coxie. Keeps interrupting me. And that's what your social media turns into, listeners. A bunch of friggin' butterflies, because what is the point of watching it? What's the point of posting if you don't know who the heck you're talking to? Now, if you don't know how to know who you're talking to, guess what? Go join the Trade Desk. And the avatar questionnaire that I was saying was really awesome, that one of my mentors actually did with me, well, I kind of kept a copy, and we may have repurposed it.
And it's really simple to use.
It's in the Trade Desk.
It is. And it's for you, and it's for free.
Yes.
For 1 month.
Yes. So it is as simple as getting clear on who your best business buddies are. And that's another term for clients, right? Because your clients should be your business friends. They're people you know a bunch of stuff about. You know what they like. You know what they don't like. You have a pretty good idea of what their interests are. You would generally know that they went to Las Vegas on multiple occasions and drank way too much and smoked cigars at the Bellagio. But Coxie and I aren't that good of friends, really.
No, apparently not.
Clearly.
Apparently not.
But, you know stuff about them, right? And that's why I like to call them business friends, because friends hang out with friends. They do stuff together sometimes. They know a bit about each other. They know what gifts to get each other a lot of times. And that's kind of the level of understanding that an avatar, and certainly our avatar questionnaire, there you go, I'm going to take ownership of it, even though it wasn't mine, really. But that's what it can help you get. Now, if you know all that stuff, and if you know that Woz likes watching people painted blue jump around the stage banging big drums, then you could craft a social media post that's going to attract Woz's attention, right?
But more importantly, you'll know which social media to post on.
Yeah.
Because you won't even know what social media your target market is playing on unless you understand who they are.
But isn't everyone on TikTok, Coxie?
No. Are you on TikTok? Didn't you delete TikTok?
Negative, Foxtrot.
No, I'm not on it either.
Nope. So this is the thing, right? Hey, there's another butterfly. Look.
Exactly.
Oh, it's a blue one this time. And that's what happens. We go, oh, TikTok. I got to be on TikTok. Hang on. Yes. No, there's a new platform. It's called Wing Wong. I'm going to get on that one. Or Wuhan. Let's start posting on Wuhan. Oh, no, don't do that.
Not
you
post.
Get sick with that one. It's just pictures of bats. And what was that weird scaly animal? They reckon it went from a bat to a puggle or a pomogamuni.
I don't know. I'd never seen that animal before, and I would be okay with never seeing it again.
It looked like a weirder version of an aardvark.
It did. That's a great Panagonian. Maybe? No, I don't know.
Pagoda?
Started with P.
Sharpener. Anyway, hey, another butterfly, Coxie. But that's what all this social media stuff becomes if you don't know why and who and which one they're on. Maybe you should be posting on LinkedIn. Maybe your target client, aka avatar, is high-level professionals that are spending $500,000 or more on executive renovations because they're empty nesters and they've got a ton of cash. The kids are teenagers moving home and they want to turn the downstairs teenage area into a sauna. I don't know.
Oh, does that
There you
happen
go.
when your kids leave home? 'Cause mine are not
You just
far.
got excited.
I did. I'm going to have money.
Sauna
Yes,
at Coxie's
tick.
house.
A sauna, tick. But you never know.
Well, you've got the bar now.
I've got half a bar. We're still
Half a bar.
in.
You've got the still have kids at home bar.
Yeah.
It's a bar nook.
It's a nook. It's a little
Yes.
bar.
So if you know all that, then you might actually just hang out on LinkedIn and post some really well put together pieces there that appeal to executive types that are interested in that sort of stuff, that drive BMWs and are members of exclusive clubs and wear particular kinds of clothes, and therefore you should appeal to that in a genuine way, but you want to actually be those people's flavour. And I think that's a big part of what the avatar helps uncover, is what's their favourite flavour.
Yeah.
And then if I can be chocolate and your flavour is chocolate, then we're going to have more chance of getting together, I guess.
I was really getting a bit worried for a minute there. Where is he going this time?
You thought I was going to be really serious, and then I was like, nah, Woz isn't going to be serious.
We're going to be chocolate. Right. I don't like chocolate. Let's go with butterscotch.
Butterscotch. Not a fan
Yep.
of butterscotch. We can't be friends.
Great. We can't. That's fine.
And there you go. That's the power of a client avatar.
Look, it is one of the simplest, quickest, and easiest tools to utilize, and the power that it brings by simply answering half a dozen questions. Well, it's a bit more than that, but by answering those questions is phenomenal. Suddenly, you're talking to the correct audience in the correct places because you have a real understanding of where you need to put your advertising dollars. You know that your client is likely to be observing the advertising at the rugby club when their kids are playing on the weekend, or that no, your client really needs to, they're a local small clientele and you need to be letterbox dropping so that you become part of their community, or they're hanging out in the Facebook buy swap sell groups, or they're over on Pinterest because there's dreaming about their perfectly tiled bathroom. You don't know any of that information until you understand who your client is, and you can get that power by joining the Trade Desk for free for the first month. I mean, we could make it any easier for you, could we?
We could hand deliver it to them. Maybe we need to redo our avatar, Coxie.
I don't want to work with people that need everything hand delivered.
Nice wrap up, Coxie. So if you're the sort of person that needs everything hand delivered, we're really sorry, but we're not your flavour.
We're not your flavour. We are not butterscotch and we are not chocolate.
But maybe we're their flavour via the podcast, but just not via other means.
Well, that's okay. I'm happy to help them via the podcast.
See, there's a distinction for you listeners.
But I would like you very much to leave us a review.
Yes.
Because we're on a campaign to help as many tradies as we can in one form or another. And for so many, that starts via the podcast, where for whatever reason, you amazing tradies and tradie supporters jump online and listen to us with our ridiculous rubbish that we ramble on with and our occasional gold nuggets, which we hope to bring one in every episode. Yesterday's episode was brilliant. Tuesday's episode with Dan from Fergus.
Yeah,
amazing.
What'd you think of that one, team? If that was good, go give us a review.
Yes.
You have to go to iTunes. You have to do it on your computer. They make it hard, Coxie.
Well,
Let's
do.
So, listeners, we need your help to prove to Apple that they don't run the world. And go give us a review. So there you go, Apple. Take that. We figured it out. And we're tradies because we're awesome.
Please leave us a review. We're going to send some swag out to the people that leave a review. You're going into the draw. There'll be a few different prizes, one of which is 3 months for free in the Trade Desk.
Yeah, one of our
We
members
do have
is
some swag
sponsoring
coming
someone.
one day, and
Well,
we'll be able to send some swag.
I've actually sent a friend of mine to do a drive-by. Dead set, listeners. We paid for a whole bunch of gear, and sadly, the supplier has become very difficult to contact. So this merchandise will be so valuable, Coxie, to whoever
Really will
gets
be.
it. The lengths we're going to get our merchandise is quite extraordinary, really.
I think that business owner did not do a client avatar.
No,
That business owner does not understand that we're the type of clients that won't be messed around.
I don't think they banked on me getting a mate to go do a drive-by. He's a fairly large kind of a guy too.
Even better. I hope he's one of your CrossFit friends.
Somewhat imposing sort of a dude.
Oh, I love it.
Anyway, he listens to the show too. So he probably knows that I'm talking about him. Thanks for that,
Thank you,
mate.
person with no name. I appreciate very much that you would help us.
Thank you, nameless individual. Anyway, you'll get some merch if you leave us a review. You'll help a bunch of other tradies to find the gold that you found here. And you might even get it read out like Tom, Sam and Melly have all had their reviews read out. A little bit of podcast fame.
Ooh.
Don't know if that's a good thing.
I don't
And
know if people like it or not. Maybe that's why they're not reviewing. They're frightened of having their review read out.
Look, if you don't want it read out, just say that in the review and I'll keep it a secret. But give us a review because it does help the podcast get found by other tradies just like you. And as we said, Trade Desk, go get your client avatar questionnaire, figure out who the heck you're meant to be talking to so that you're not wasting time and money. Butterfly. On social media channels that just have nothing to do with your favourite clients in the world. And with the coupon code Tradies for Tradies, it is free for your first month. Not for our first month, for your first month. So go jump on that. Hit the website, tradiesinbusiness.com.au, and get in the action, get involved. Join the club.
Have some
Everyone
fun.
wants to be a member.
We have a lot of fun,
We do.
especially on Friday afternoons.
Does everyone else have fun or is it just you and me?
No, I think the people on Friday afternoon drinks have a lot of fun.
Friday was a bit. One of our dudes that turns up to that, I'm sure he's charged. You reckon he's not, but
No, I reckon
Man,
he's not.
he's
He just
just-
enjoys it.
his gun is loaded and he's just letting go with the one-liners and the piss takes and the puns and everything from the minute he's online. It's
He's
awesome.
a machine.
It's like you walk into a gathering at the pub back in the old days when we used to gather in pubs, and there'd be that guy or girl that was on fire, and everyone's just standing around waiting for the next pun or one-liner, and then it's
That's
like this
him.
little their own little private show. And if they were
Yes.
painted blue, it'd be even better because they'd be an avatar.
There you are. How's that for a segue?
Oh man! Thanks for listening, listeners. That's why we call you listeners, because we hope that you listen.
We
And
hope.
guess what? We're back tomorrow with
Aren't you
another
lucky?
daily TradieRonaCast.
See you tomorrow.
Toodles.
You've been listening to the Tradies in Business podcast with Warwick Bidwell and Nicole Cox. Find out more about today's guest, tools for your trade business, and other cool stuff at tradiesinbusiness.com.au.